People can inhabit anything. And they can be miserable in anything and ecstatic in anything. More and more I think that architecture has nothing to do with it. Of course, that's both liberating and alarming. But the generic city, the general urban condition, is happening everywhere, and just the fact that it occurs in such enormous quantities must mean that it's habitable. Architecture can't do anything that the culture doesn't. We all complain that we are confronted by urban environments that are completely similar. We say we want to create beauty, identity, quality, singularity. And yet, maybe in truth these cities that we have are desired. Maybe their very characterlessness provides the best context for living. Where space was considered permanent, it now feels transitory, on its way to becoming. The words and ideas of architecture, once the official language of space, no longer seem capable of describing this proliferation of new conditions. Architecture has been defined in terms of one activity, and that activity is adding to the world. A few years ago I realized the profession was as if lobotomized. It was stuck conceiving of itself only in terms of adding things and not in terms of taking away or erasing things. The same intelligence for adding ought to also deal with its debris. Junk space is the sum total of our current architecture. We have built more than all previous history together, but we hardly register on the same scales. It substitutes accumulation for hierarchy, addition for composition. More and more is more. Junk space is overripe and undernourishing at the same time, a colossal security blanket that covers the earth. Junk space is like being condemned to a perpetual jacuzzi with millions of your best friends. All-important architecture of the last century was strongly influenced by political systems. Look at the Soviet system, with its constructivism and Stalinism, Weimar with its modern style, Mussolini, and the Nazis and Albert Speer's colossal structures. Today's architecture is subservient to the market and its terms. The market has supplanted ideology. Architecture has turned into a spectacle. It has to package itself and no longer has significance as anything but a landmark. Architecture is a hazardous mixture of omnipotence and impotence. It is by definition a chaoticadventure. In other words, the utopian enterprise. Most old cities are now sclerotic machines that dispense known qualities in ever greater quantities, instead of laboratories of the uncertain. Only the skyscraper offers business the wide open spaces of a man-made Wild West, a frontier in the sky. The grid makes the history of architecture and all previous lessons of urbanism irrelevant. It forces Manhattan's builders to develop a new system of formal values, to invent strategies for the distinction of one block from another. The grid's two-dimensional discipline also creates undreamed-of freedom for three-dimensional anarchy. The grid defines a new balance between control and decontrol in which the city can be at the same time ordered and fluid, a metropolis of rigid chaos. Architecture is a dangerous mix of power and importance.